Well, viewers, it's time for the Mantelzorg. This year is our time, and we are going to talk about things. My guest today will blow your minds off because we are going to talk about something that needs to be talked about. Everybody is quiet about it. We are just afraid to just go there. Today we will go there. Viewers, let me welcome my guest today and let's see what she has to tell us about sexual health when it comes to do with people with special needs. Stay tuned. Wieke,
Yes.
you are welcome to Kamp Television.
Thank you.
So nice to have you
Thanks.
and being open to really talk about this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's also very important to talk about.
It is.
Yes.
Tell my viewers a bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm Wieke Hengeveld. I work as a coordinator at Markant, a center of informal care. We support the Mantelzorgers in the city. And I also did education in sexuality. So, well, I have some knowledge about sexuality, I guess, and sexual health. And especially in relation to people with special needs.
Yeah. Sexuality, people with special needs. What do you have to say about it?
Well, I think it's already a taboo to speak about sexuality in general.
In general, yeah.
Parents already find it difficult to discuss it with children without special needs. But when it comes to people with special needs, it's sometimes even more difficult because, well, you rather not talk about it because maybe if you talk about it, then they might start to have sex or something. But if we have a child with a special need or maybe a mental disability, so the child is around like 4 or 5 years old, socially, emotionally maybe, but the body is 17-year-old or 18-year-old. They have the same hormones, they have a grown-up body. So if you don't discuss this subject or don't talk about it, then the child feels all kinds of things but doesn't know how to deal with it.
So the disability doesn't have nothing to do with sexuality.
No.
Their hormones and their feelings are, that one is always normal.
Yes, in most cases,
In
yes.
most cases, yeah.
Yes, so mostly the body grows,
Yeah.
you know, and you get puberty. And sometimes you also notice this in behavior of children, that they get into puberty, even though they have a special need or a disability.
How do you explain to a child, who has special needs, who don't understand
Yes.
this?
So I think it always starts with discussing how does your body look like, what does your body do? You know, you can start with a drawing maybe, you know, these are your arms, this is your breast, this is your stomach, you know, but also this is your penis or this is your vagina or any other words you'd like to use for it. You should always consider what word feels good for you, and it's also a word that you can relate to with your child, you know, that feels comfortable. You know, some people like the word vagina, some people like the word puni, you know, pee-pee. There's all kinds of words for it. So, you know, think about what word would you like to use and would you like to learn your child. But if you teach your child what a leg is, why won't you teach him what a penis is?
It means you have to name it and you have to let your child know this is it and it's okay, because we ignore that part of it.
Yes, but it's part of the body and you shouldn't be ashamed of all parts of your body, you know, it's there. And also with us, without special needs, we have those body parts as well. It's something normal you shouldn't be ashamed of. And you don't want your child to feel very shocked when his penis is erect, for instance, and he doesn't know what it means, what happens.
Parents and as Mantelzorgers, we think we do everything else, but we don't go there.
No.
Because I remember my son, just when he's sitting playing with
his penis.
With his penis.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't know, because he can't speak, he can't walk, and I'm like, what does he think? That they think like is it a spell hood? That he think, oh, when I hold it, I have
something in your
I feel
hand.
something, so it's nice to keep playing with it, and I feel so embarrassed. I just take the hand away. When he goes to touch it, I think, oh, you don't have to do that.
Yes.
But in such situation, because he doesn't know, I don't know what he's thinking.
No, but your son doesn't relate this to sex, because we are the ones that make this sex, because he doesn't have the words for sex, but he feels something. He feels something, and it feels nice maybe. So then he keeps on feeling it. The moment you kind of grab his hand and put it away, and you are shocked about it, then it gets something to be ashamed of. Whereas, we like to teach our children that they don't masturbate in public. We like to teach them that, it's not generally okay to masturbate in public. But your son maybe doesn't have the ability to learn or to know that. But still, you can, as a parent, you can stay relaxed about it. And not, because if you are like,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
No, this is not that. Don't do that.
He might as well feel the feeling of shame,
Okay,
whereas if you stay relaxed by yourself and you say, oh, I see you're touching your penis, we don't do that in public, and you just take his hand away relaxed. And then at home, maybe, if you see that he does that, don't close the diaper immediately, or don't, take it away immediately. But maybe if he can stay alone, you just put him to his bedroom and say, okay, I can see just name it. I can see you're playing with your penis. We don't do that in public, in a relaxed voice. I'll leave you in the bedroom for a while. And then after a while you come and you close the diaper, whatever you were doing. Or if he can't stay alone, you just turn the wheelchair or the bed or wherever he is in. So you don't see it, and you explain it to him again, but in a relaxed voice. Because the moment you kind of feel very shocked about it and you're panicking, the child feels it.
This is big, because you don't know what he's thinking, and think you have to stop him from doing that, because he just can't do that also when you are outside with him, and then and it's so embarrassing, and you just try to take the hand off. But you are telling me he also have feelings, so you have to give him the room
to do so.
To
explore. And you are the one, even though he can't voice it. You are the one who gives him the information about it. And the moment you are relaxed about it, he feels you're relaxed about it. The moment you're panicky about it, he will feel the panic. And it will feel as something negative, which you don't want, And I'm not saying that he should masturbate everywhere in public, don't get me wrong, But I think the most important part is to act relaxed, even if you feel embarrassed, even if you think, oh my God, what's happening, Try to, breathe in and try to voice it in a very relaxed way. Because then he feels, okay, it's not allowed maybe here, but my mom is not panicking. You know, because
Yeah.
even though he is he has special needs, he is a person with feelings, and apparently
Yeah.
he is exploring his
His
body
body.
parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also children of 2 years old, 1 year old, they sometimes get an erect penis. They sometimes touch their penis, you know, or their genitals in general. and and we think, oh my, are they already thinking about sex? No, they're not thinking about sex. They just feel something nicer.
Okay, so we immediately think about, oh, this is something to do with sex,
Yes.
and it has to stop.
Yes, but it's just a nice feeling probably because they don't have the words for sex.
In your practice, how do you deal with, like, maybe kids with special needs who are just, is working, he's yeah, like an autistic, and all these feelings are coming up?
The moment you don't educate and they
Yeah.
come into a situation where there is a sexual feeling or someone is trying to do something sexual to them, they don't know what they like, they don't know what is appropriate, they don't know what their boundaries are. If you don't educate them, they can never make their own choice. You know, if you have a child who is autistic and you tell them about the body parts, but you also tell them, you know, sex or intimacy is something nice, you know, you can enjoy it, but you enjoy it with someone you love, you know, and only if you want to, and if you feel, even if you feel a bit, I don't want it, you can always say no, you know, but you are also allowed to discover what the great range of, you know, sexuality and intimacy is, because I think it's not only about having penetration or anything else. It's also about intimacy and hugging with someone, kissing with someone, and not everybody feels like having full-blown sex. Sometimes only hugging is already very nice, but then if you never taught a child about how body can react and how you know whether you like something or you don't like something, and they come into a situation, maybe things will happen that they don't want.
Yeah.
Or they do stuff because people ask them to do things they don't want. And if you educate them, they're also secure of themselves
Yeah.
in the social relationship. And you also tell them you're worth.
Yeah.
You're worth to be here, and you're also worth to maybe try to have a relationship with someone, just a friendship relationship, but you can maybe even have like a love relationship, but you're worth, you know, and your body is something worth.
So we need to find a way to communicate with them and let them know that we are aware that there's something like this and you can feel like this. How do you help these people? Because they can't have normal relationships.
Well, that's
Is
an
it-
assumption. I think they can have they can't have normal relationships.
Like somebody that if I come back to my own in a practical way, and I can see he can have erections.
He can't have a love relationship like we experience, you know, and we also don't know whether he would like to have a relationship because he can't explain to us.
Exactly.
Okay, so the thing with your son, I think you can only give him the room to explore his body in a way he likes. And if you think that his behavior is very influenced by his sexual needs, which sometimes happens that you see people get very frustrated because they can't come, you know, then you can always try to find a sex worker specifically for this
What is that?
audience. Well, there's a few organizations in the Netherlands that provide sex workers, especially for people with special needs. They need to be above 18, obviously. and it doesn't always have to be a whole sexual experience. Sometimes I hear these sex workers are only there to hug or to lay down with someone in bed. It's always a question if there's always a conversation, what you like, what would you want, stuff like that.
And they are trained?
They're trained.
To come into your home?
Yes.
And you leave them alone with your child for them to, oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, and I'm not saying that everybody should do this,
yeah.
but I think it is a possibility.
There's a possibility,
so if to also have a very safe place, right? Because it's a professional, you know, who knows something about people with a disability. They discuss everything from back to forth, you know, and so it's also a very safe place to experience a sexual relationship, right? But I think if you have a child with a bit less special needs than your son, so someone who can maybe speak, but maybe functions at an age of 12 or something. There is all kinds of books for this group of people. You can always go to, you know, your GP to discuss it and to ask where you can go, and you can also look at some websites. In the end of the movie, we have some websites. There's also websites that the people can themselves can go on to find some information, you know, some movies about how your body works or stuff like that. But I think the most important part is to be normal about it and especially just explain how the body works, you know, and that it's also your body. Because we see with children with special needs, if they live at home, but also if they live outside the home, maybe in an institution, their body is not really private anymore, because everybody is bathing them, changing diapers, going to the toilet, all these things, and it's all a practical way of touching someone, you know, because something needs to be done. But also your body is not really private anymore. So I think especially with this group of people, it's very important to discuss that it's your body, you know, and you also have the right to decide.
So in the institutions, how do you handle situations like this when somebody is masturbating, or you can see that he's play with his body, and I mean, how do you handle those cases?
Well, so I think even the formal carers are sometimes very hesitant to speak about sexuality because it's a very difficult subject with this group of people. So I think I would give them the same advice, you know, if someone is masturbating in the living room, you know, you don't panic, but you try to get them to their room, like in a relaxed way. And I think the moment, you know, two people living in one house are attracted to each other, there needs to be a conversation and not like, we'll just put one away. You know, because maybe otherwise something would happen. You know, and also for parents whose children are in institution, I would like to say, you know, if a formal carer comes to you and say, I think, you know, they're falling in love or something, don't say, oh, they have to move. No, but say, let's have a conversation about this and let's see. Also ask them what would they like, you know, or what do they feel and where do they feel it. Maybe they feel a little butterfly in their stomach when they see the other person. Why won't you, you know, you want your child to be happy, you know, and a good relationship with your body and sexual health is very important to also have a happy life and feel secure in yourself.
I think we deprive them from these things because we think, this we don't go there, but maybe we are also, yeah, maybe person is being hurt, and yeah, maybe yeah, my parents don't really care about this, but I'm feeling something.
Yes.
So it's good to talk to them about it, as you are
Yes.
saying.
Because otherwise they think I can't feel this.
I can't feel this. Yeah, I'm not supposed to feel this.
I can't have relationships. I can't be happy like that.
About relationships, is there a site or is there a place that can help these people to also have kind of a relationship with people
so
with
in
their
the end of the
own,
movie, I have some websites, like dating websites for friendships, but also for love relationships.
Yeah.
And on these dating websites, you have to pay a little fee, of course, but then they can even provide support during the date. Because if two people meet for a date, usually you're together. But if you have special needs and you're mentally disabled, for instance, then sometimes it's nice if someone else is there, but not your mom, but someone else who supports you through the conversation. Because maybe you don't know what to ask or how to ask, or maybe it's silent and then you get stressed out, and which happens us if we go to dates. But if you have special needs, it might be even more difficult. So then it's nice if someone else can come, kind of a dating coach, to provide a safe environment for everybody.
It's also possible for them to maybe want to have kids.
Yes.
Maybe they don't understand it, but maybe parents think, oh, I would like to have a grandchild because,
I think the children question is always a very difficult conversation, which I don't want to be completely black and white in, because I think you should look at it from case to case. But also, I think education is the key word. You also, as a parent, if you think, oh, it would be nice to have a grandchild, look into the information there is about children with a disability having children. It's usually it's very difficult for someone with a disability, especially if you have a severely mental disability, for instance, or it's very difficult to raise a child then. And then there needs to be a lot of more support. But I think education about how it is to look after a child and stuff like that makes people make good choices. So I think nowadays you also have this doll that acts like a baby. They sometimes give it to women with a mental disability to take care of for 2 days to see how it is to look after a child. In general, you could probably say that taking care of a child when you yourself can't take care of yourself is maybe not the best idea.
Do you have these challenges in your work sometimes?
I've had those challenges in my work. These questions about, and I can also understand the feeling of wanting to be a mom. It's something to take care of. But I think it's very difficult to comprehend what it is to be a mom. It was already difficult for me to comprehend, I would say. And I think it also really depends on the special needs, because I think if you have an autism spectrum disorder, it's not necessarily said that you can't take care of a child. I would say that's might not even be the worst problem. But I think educating and really look at the consequences of a choice like that makes people aware and also gives a ground to make a good decision which suits the situation.
Yeah.
But I think educating before they get pregnant is very, very important, especially, also that's why you need to talk about sex with them, because they need to know that if you don't protect yourself, you might get pregnant.
Yeah.
And you don't want to find out your daughter is pregnant because she didn't know
Exactly
how it happened. Or if you have a child that walks, speaks, and everything, then you can also draw a body, and then say, what this part is and that part. Oh, and this is a woman, and this is a man, and these are your knees, and this is the penis, and a woman doesn't have a penis. She has a vagina. You don't have to start immediately at the sex thing. You can start with the bodies and then explain that people fall in love, and what does it mean to fall in love, and what do you feel when you fell in love. You once fell in love as well. You talk about your own experience. And maybe you tell, I like to hug when I fell in love, or I like to kiss, You don't have to explain immediately how they should have sex.
Yeah.
Or can have sex.
Yeah, you just have to bring it out to let them know you are aware that they can have those feelings.
Yes.
And it's okay.
Yes, and if you have questions, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The person can't talk, you can use drawing and things also to communicate with that.
And if you don't want to do it yourself as a parent, you can always ask a formal carer. You can ask at your GP whether there is someone who can have this conversation with your child. If you really don't feel comfortable, I always tell that the moment you really don't feel comfortable about it, your child also feels it.
Okay.
Then try to find someone else who can have this conversation.
Where do you go for help in such situations?
Well, you can always go to a sexuologist, but I would always say go to the GP first and ask where you can go. Like a consultatiebureau and, GGD and school doctors, and they also have knowledge. And they maybe know people in the neighborhood where they can go. You can always call the general number of Markant and ask for me. Okay. And then I can look up what I could do for you. So I think there's plenty of options.
Okay. So it's on the screen. You want to reach out to Wieke to talk about this, because we don't talk about this, viewers. I know Mantelzorg, we don't talk about this. I remember when I went to my son's school to tell them, hey, I've seen that he has erection. They were, we know, but you are the first parent who has come out openly to talk about this. And there, they gave me a contact who helped me how to deal with it. It's there, whether we talk about it or not, it's there. Kamp TV, we break taboos. This taboo has to be broken. That's why we have our guest today, who said that Kamp, it can be discussed and you can have the help that you need. Wieke, what's your last word or your advice to Mantelzorg?
I would say don't make it a taboo. Try to talk about it. Try to talk to other parents about it. Yeah. And also your advice to go to the school is also very good advice. But I think sexual health is very important for yourself, but also for your children, even if they have a disability. You can make their life more fulfilled.
More fulfilled. Yeah. sexual health is more important. They have special needs. This also one of the very important special needs. We shouldn't take that away from them. We need to educate them. We need to embrace it because it's something that has to be talked about. Thank you very much. My name is Veronica van der Kamp, Mantelzorg Ambassador, your host, and I've been speaking to
Wieke Hengeveld.
We have more to bring you because it's time for the Mantelzorg. See you next time.